I like to test guys in the relationship. Like, I like to see if they can overpower me. So I act crazy. Like, I act like a total bitch in the beginning. Because I want to see if they can control me and put me in my place. And if they can't, then I will run circles around them like I did with my husband.
I think Jada is savage. Like, if he's keeping it a secret for 7 years that they're separated, like, why not out it together if you guys are both keeping it?
So Jada Pinkett Smith was fully aware that she was separated from her husband when she went and her husband slapped that motherfucker in the face.
Right.
Chris Rock. She knew the whole thing, all that drama going back to the red table. And they're still together, living in the same house while they're separated. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was Will Smith, I think I could find another girl. I'm just guessing.
Something like that.
I'm just guessing. The
problem with Will Smith is he's so like debilitatingly like blue pill that he will never give that. Like, he's so invested in the.
I think she's got like some Rihanna pussy. Like, what I'm saying is, I think she's got
like magic.
Like, I'm saying she's pulled like the baddest motherfucker in history. True. Like, I think
Tupac ruined her.
Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac ruined her.
Yeah, so she has like a status. I don't think it's like nice to Will, but she must have some magic pussy to keep them okay with stuff. That's the only thing.
I don't think he's trying to pay her half of his fortune.
Yeah,
I don't think he's trying to pay her half of his fortune.
I think
let's go down the list of all the stuff, because I have been dealing with this bullshit since August of 2020, when the first thing came out, when she was saying, "Oh, we had an entanglement." You know, it was like, it's all about healing, it's all about love and everything else. And that was right after the August Alsina Red Table Talk, which, by the way, is her show, I believe. Yeah, it's her show.
Bringing them to the Red Table.
And so the Red Table is, I guess it's her catharsis anyways. And this was way back in August of 2020. And let me tell you, since August of 2020, I've ate more shit for that show and everything else. And like, now it's like sweet vindication, man. It's like the line to apologize to me forms right outside the door here. Because like everything that I said in that is 100% accurate as of today.
Back in the day, it was Vivica Fox, Jada Pinkett, and Halle Berry. Like, those were the three baddest chicks in Hollywood. Everybody wanted to be in a movie with them, but this is like late 90s. Well, basically, like, getting one of those. It was just like a girl trying to get the Brad Pitt or the George Clooney or Leonardo DiCaprio, like that tier. That's what it was. And Will was big, and so he had a big crush on her. It was very similar to like Kanye had a crush on Kim Kardashian long before they got together.
He definitely did.
Yeah.
He was like trying to, like, he saw her at a Grammys or something.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I'm gonna marry that girl. Well, she was with another guy.
Yeah. So just imagine, like, all of a sudden you're at fame level 0, and then you're at the top peak of fame, and you can pick anyone you want. You go after your dream girl, and so that's what Kanye did. This is probably a similar situation where Will Smith probably watched the same 90s movies, you know, Above the Rim with like all that same shit we all watched when we were growing up back in the, you know what I'm saying, those movies, and she was the baddest. The thing that happens, you know, over time is he marries an alpha woman and is probably surrounded. Yeah. He's surrounded by people in Hollywood who tell him this is what you got to do to get along. There's another thing. One of the things they do, especially to African American actors, is they dress them up in drag. They try to make them look as safe as possible. They do whatever they can to neuter them sexually or neuter them from a masculinity standpoint, and they're told to do that. So that's what you're going to see: The Rock in drag. You're going to see Will Smith in drag. Like, all these guys, you're going to see them dress up like women.
Masculinity when it looks like feminine.
Bro, it's going to be the Tyler Perry. Somebody's in drag, and then we're going to put Eddie Murphy in drag. You guys notice this? It is African American male actors they're trying to put in drag. Not Denzel Washington. He said fuck that shit, and that's why he does The Equalizer, and he's not doing bullshit movies with Tyler Perry, is because he doesn't do that. And so that's essentially what happened. So he played the game. You get a bullshit movie, and then you get I Am Legend. That's how it worked. He just thought this was the way it was supposed to be. And his woman is just like taking over. And he figures everybody in Hollywood's having to deal with this. And probably they are. And had he come forth and had some sort of like masculine relationship with his wife, then he's gonna end up looking like Johnny Depp. Oh my God. Like, and that's the problem. What?
I think though, like, if I was Will Smith in this situation, I would kind of benefit off of it. Like, you can't tell me there are tons of bad bitches right now sliding in his DMs,
that wouldn't get with him. Yeah.
Being like, oh my God, I can't believe she did that to you. And he's like, I know, right? Like, I just need to be comforted. Like, can you come over and suck my dick? Hold me. Like, yeah, like, oh no, like, they both end up looking cool in this scenario a little bit. Like, she looks like a bad bitch that's savage that doesn't give a and gets whatever dudes. I think they only came out about the entanglement because
I don't think
homie broke an NDA and he wanted to talk about it because, again, her pussy's probably bomb and he wanted to talk about it.
I don't think she ever got over Tupac. That's the first thing. Yeah. So this is what I was going to say is that there's so many layers.
I think cuckold for
I think he would have gotten over. She would have gotten over Tupac had she been dating a man. I think she would have gotten over Tupac just fine, but she wasn't dating a man. Will Smith, no, she was dating the effigy of a man. Like this was not a man who would lead her ever. Tupac would. Tupac would do things with her that Will Smith wouldn't. She would have gotten over this had she been dating a man, and she was not, and that's it. And I would say this to Will Smith to his fucking face because I love him as an actor.
Yeah,
and
it's sad. To win.
It is
that's
sad what he has done here to himself. And let me say one other thing. I'm going to bring it up again because I keep doing it. And people get angry when I say this. When a woman does this to a man, it is more embarrassing than the other way around. It is always more embarrassing. When a woman gets cheated on, it's terrible. But she just slides to the left. Her options are 100,000 times more than him, and on average. That's why I fucked your bitch. That's what Tupac said about Biggie. Do you remember this? This is the main thing. When men go after men, the main thing they do is say, your woman saw you as inferior and cheated on you with me because I'm a better man. This is how men embarrass each other. That's what I'm saying. This is so much, from a PR perspective, this is so much worse. Not that Jada Pinkett had a career to begin with. This is so much worse for Will Smith than it is for Jada Pinkett.
Here's the thing, too, that people don't talk about, and it's not out there. It's just because, again, this person wasn't open about it. Jada was mad, I'm pretty sure, during the filming of that Con Man movie, that it was rumored that he hooked up with Margot Robbie.
Yeah, that's right.
If you see those pictures, it looked like he hooked up with Margot Robbie. And so if I was a dude, for example, and I do have kids and a family, I have like an open thing, I'm Margot Robbie. When some guy's saying Gucci flip-flops, and if you're super secure in yourself, you're like, yeah, I'm Will Smith, I can recover from it. People are still gonna with me, and they do.
I think we're misinterpreting though what he said, that she was, she looked like G.I. Jane. Like that was, I don't think that was slappable offense.
I know, I don't think he should have gotten as sensitive about it, especially when it coming from Chris Rock.
Yeah, but he didn't write those jokes for that. That's the thing. It's like it was scriptwriters for the Academy Awards. I want
to ask a question, Dave. You know what the first thing I saw when I saw that? I said that dude has too much estrogen. Immediately, my first thought was like, this guy is not
sensitive.
First thought when I saw that, my first thought was, this man looks incredible for 50. Nah. This man is probably on like HGH or fucking test, and he's not taking a fucking estrogen blocker, and because he read some Reddit post saying don't take an estrogen blocker, and he became super sensitive, big old puffy nipples, like estrogen like a female.
All my men, if somebody talks about me, I expect them to stand up for me too.
No, for sure, but that's not what he did.
On an Oscar stage, if somebody tries to clown me and my looks, you go up there.
Yeah, but the problem is his voice is cracking while he does
you
it.
And him
he's not saying saying keep my wife's name out of your mouth. He goes, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. The dude, I just heard esterol. I heard esterol when I heard that.
Estrogen drives everything. It's your brain function, everything else. It's amazing what it can and can't. It's amazing what it can and can't do in men. I've seen grown men bigger than me, 300 pounds, with high estrogen and sobbing like babies, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what it felt like to me. It felt to me like somebody gave him bad TRT advice. That was immediately when I saw that. I'm not kidding.
Well, if you want your testosterone pumping, come to me. Call me. Yeah. I think you're a man.
So ice cream good.
Oh, you're trying to get at Will. You're trying to get at Will.
No, I'm saying, and again,
because Will Smith watches this show. He obviously watches this show.
He will after this one.
I feel sympathy. I think Jada's cold. Like, sorry, Jada. But I would never out my business in multiple ways to embarrass my man. Even if he wasn't my man, if he's the father of my children, I'm not gonna out him like that. Like, again, if we're gonna talk about being separated, we're gonna do it together. Like, especially if we're close and like he cares enough to slap people on Oscar stages for me, I'm gonna consider his look.
I don't think at any point it was ever open on his side openly. I think it was completely.
I think he thought so.
I think he thought it wasn't closed on his side.
Margot Robbie, y'all.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he cheated.
Lucky man.
What I'm saying is he may have cheated.
So.
I don't think there was ever a point where they both determined it being open. Number one, I don't think that ever happened.
I know that the open thing was her thing, like from the beginning.
Yeah, I want to say
you get with somebody from the jump and they say that. Like,
that's the whole thing.
Did Will Smith say, you know what I'd really like is young dude my wife? I just don't think that ever happened.
Do you really love somebody though? Is that like genuine love if you're willing to share them and open like that, or is that somebody you're just like?
I think it's love if you're willing to share because the two of you want to share. I think it's not love if it's a situation where like you have lost respect for your man's business, so you don't give a fuck if he fucks other people because you want to go August. That's different.
Or Michael.
I think it all depends too on like how it starts. Like I think if you talk about being open when you're already into something, I think that's kind of wrong. Like for example, I've dated a guy before and he's like, I really, you know, like to get BJs from other girls sometimes or whatever. And because it was like on the second date, I was like,
from the very beginning.
I was like, you know, like,
thank you for your honesty.
I was like, I be in the studio recording, like my throat is important, and like you're kind of like wide. I'm like, you go ahead. I was like, you can let him suck it. It's fine. I'm like, and I be busy too. I work so much. I'm like, yeah, like give me some free time.
I mean, he could be a cuckold.
That's my next thing. Is
like
I was
a
going to say,
cuckold. Like
he's
he
very
likes
much like
watching like other guys like do his girl.
He's super secure.
Yeah, but okay,
I
so
know a guy like that. He was a cuckold.
So that came up, by the way, when I did that. When
it.
I did the original, the video, that actually came up. Like, do you think maybe he just gets off on that stuff? Because if you go back and you look at the 2020 interview when he was on the Red Table Talk with her, he was just like this close to like breaking, like really, like you could see the tears almost like welling up in his eyes during that
He's
interview.
an actor.
When I was coming, he is a good actor, but does he have any reason to act at that point?
It all looks good. I'm telling you,
right,
it gets more pussy. Sympathy gets more pussy.
Yeah, but Will Smith doesn't need to like turn up the get pussy meter. He's Will Smith. Like he's top 10 all time.
It never hurts.
Yeah, but there's like no club we could go to right now or music festival where Will Smith isn't pulling 95% of the women.
It's
he points
exactly
out.
why I think he's not a cuckold. I just think he's very secure. Like in his day too, he was like the baddest of the bad. You know what I mean?
But he could
cool.
still be that today if his wife hadn't cucked him like this.
And like I said, like if I'm letting a dude go get BJs, I'm not doing it because I'm a cuckold and I want that. I'm doing it because I'm like whatever.
I think,
and you respect the transparency.
I respect the honesty, and like it really just doesn't bother me because you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel that.
I'm like, I got Will.I.Am movies to make or whatever. You know what I mean? Or I Am Legend. You know, I got stuff to do. Like, go ahead. Like, that's
you
just
go
secure.
get yours. I'm gonna go get mine.
Somehow, I Am Robot and I Am Legend
No, exactly.
turned into Will.I.Am.
I
Robot and yes.
All right, let me ask you this: who has higher status, Will Smith or August Alsina?
I mean, it's obviously Will Smith. It's not even close.
Oh, really?
I
So you're
don't
saying
even
that
know
a high-value woman
that.
cheated technically on a high-value guy, the high-status guy like Will Smith?
I don't.
No. Hold on.
August. You know where I'm going with this, right?
Hold on. Let's time out. If August Alsina was MVP of the NFL, he's still 60% of the way to Will Smith.
Yeah.
We just remember when he punched the fucking alien in the face, and like, how you like that motherfucker? Like that Will Smith?
Is that a step back, though, is what I'm saying?
I think August, because he is below, wanted to talk. You know, it's like the same thing of the girls when the guys cheat and they're like, yeah, I had your man. And it's like, because they want to feel
in here. He was 23 years old when they were. How old was he? Like he's in his mid-20s.
He was so young, and he wanted status, so he wanted to talk. He probably got like attached.
Yeah, but she wanted some younger. Is what she wanted.
For sure. I think she did that, like I said. But I think from the beginning, she's always been saying, "I'm gonna go do what I want to do."
Makes me wonder what else she's doing too, because
she's probably
this is
doing
just
a lot.
now. Well, she wrote a book. That's right.
I think she's doing a lot.
Yeah.
I think we're about to hear about it too, with her talking about the separation.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like I think that at some point, I don't care how high status that guy is. Like it could be Will Smith status. If he's not laying down the good D, if he's not like being a man, if he's not the guy if he's not that guy who just gets it, she's gonna go look for some outside of it for somebody who does get it.
But also, be a loyal dog, but if you don't pet me, I'm gonna go get pet.
That's right.
You
gotta pet me to keep me on the porch.
I think the get it.
Which again, like I said, he could be secure and he's just like busy, and so he just lets her.
Yeah, I disagree. I think if he puts his foot down, she's more attracted to him, and none of this happens. I think if he had set boundaries originally in the relationship and also been like, hey, if you want to do this, that's fine. We are going to terminate this relationship. Had he done that, she would either gotten in line or he would save face, and he'd be much happier not married to the succubus. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, no, I agree. Will, you should definitely just get out of that and come over here.
I know, Will. You almost make as much money as Amanda Nicole.
I am so submissive. You could be the man.
Look at her. She's like, that's the pitch. That's the pitch.
The man,
I love the pitch.
I won't out you like that.
You can pull my hair.
I'm so private. I don't want to out none of our business.
None of our business.
I don't want to mess with the fans.
So that being said, do you like a guy who is more dominant, more masculine, more alpha?
Yeah, for sure. That's the only thing.
Do you like a guy that's more dominant alpha?
But again, I don't think in that scenario, like, he's not alpha still.
So I've actually thought about this a lot.
Right.
So I am very masculine, but I am fully confident in that if a man
and the
is
chat's
more
gonna go
masculine,
nuts.
but listen, if a man is more masculine and can bring out my feminine energy, I would love to be more like submissive and just kind of like feel like a woman, because I don't want to have to be so masculine and independent all the
Dave,
time.
I'm not going to ask you what kind of guys you like, because I think I know the answer already. Brittany.
I like to test guys in the relationship. Like, I like to see if they can overpower me.
toxic,
So I act
toxic.
crazy. Like, I act like a total bitch in the beginning. Because I want to see if they can control me and put me in my place. And if they can't, then I will run circles around them like I did with my husband.
Okay, one more time, guys. I want you to hear what she said. She's being honest here. She's saying something that like some people would like not see as positive. She's being honest. So Will didn't let her not run circles around him, and two things happen. Number one, she runs circles. Number two, it begins a spiral of a lack of respect that goes down and down and down. Because you don't set these boundaries, she loses respect for you and she loses attraction for you. That's why you have to set these boundaries as a man, and if you don't, then she's just gonna go do whatever.
The main question I really have is, like, who's trying to fuck Jada? Like,
Yeah.
she's not hot rappers, athletes, whatever. Like, what out of all the girls in Hollywood, why you want to fuck Will's dude?
She looked like a man.
Yeah. Like,
Oh no! I think she threw it at him. I think she just threw it at him.
Maybe
I know,
he's
but like, still, like, why? Like, I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah, but you've never been a dude. If you're a dude, like,
23-year-old
you're
dude is-
23.
The
Chat,
chick
you're-
who shaves her head throws you.
No, she had alopecia. She didn't shave her head.
Okay,
The thing is, if you're a 20, if you're a 23-year-old guy and some girl's throwing it at you and she's famous or somewhat good looking, 23-year-old guys don't say no to vaginas that's thrown at them. August is not August is not confusing to me.
I knew a girl that used to like to take like guys' virginities, and I'm like, that's hot. And I used to like to do that too. Like, I think it's hot, like going after like a younger guy. don't
Bro,
know
I just
why.
feel like you are just like covered.
huntress.
You are covered in like depleted uranium, girl. The toxic levels from you, Bella, are just outrageous, bro. I like to test men and just see if they can pass my test.
Sarah,
and then if they don't, then I all their friends.
Sarah, do you like a guy who's like over the top
I'm going
masculine?
for your friend.
yes, I definitely do.
You like a guy who's
Yes.
like more
masculine, yes.
like
But
what does he have to do? What does he have to look like? How does he have to be?
I don't have a set type. It's more personality, but just honestly, if he sets a lot of boundaries and
Do you
is
get to know his
very-
personality if he's under 6 feet?
How about that?
He has to set a lot of boundaries and honestly be kind of an asshole.
Hold
and
on.
I like him.
When I say set boundaries, by the way, I said set boundaries for him in the relationship. So like the Jonah Hill thing, I'll say it again. Jonah Hill was 100% in the right. He did nothing wrong. He told the girl.
That boy was in my DMs while in a relationship. He ain't got no room to talk.
Who, Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill was
No,
in
but
your
like
DMs.
what? But like while he was in a relationship with this girl, or when he was after he broke
While
up.
he was in a relationship with that girl, he didn't do nothing
Jonah,
bad.
you got
He
some
didn't-
splaining
He
to
didn't
do.
say nothing bad. He was just giving me like movie recommendations and stuff. But like, he's slim.
Super bad.
No, I'm so mad at him.
Maybe he was
So, and you know what my Instagram looks like? Do y'all know what my Instagram looks
It
like?
looks like church. It looks like some
It does
religious
not look
stuff.
like the stuff
Bible
he was
study.
requesting of his girlfriend. I do
Uh-oh.
not look anything innocent on there.
All right, let's see.
And he was interested.